There have been some major developments in the apartment hunt, house hunt, guest house hunt, whatever you want to call it, because I don't want to do apartments anymore. But there has been developments in finding the next place where I'm supposed to move. Okay, so it has been a year since I have moved into this place here, and a year since everything happened with last year. Not that it's not to be spoken of, but I'm learning something. I think I learned something. I You can grieve a lot of things. Grief is not just reserved for death. Mourning is not just reserved for death. Sometimes the end of a season or the end of a relationship or the end of an era, sometimes those things in your life will cause you to mourn and grieve. And I have found lately that that's the space that I'm in. Oh gosh. This is one of the reasons why I actually love doing these videos, because and why I actually don't care about views as much as I thought I would. I do care a little bit, but what I realize is that as I'm talking, Holy Spirit will talk to me. And for the last week or so, I have been really struggling, fighting not depression, but just this sadness and this frustration and this anger and feeling of when God when. And I realized that part of that is me mourning the situation that I was in. You know, I have to admit that I fought eviction last year. Like, I had to go to court last year. And not that I didn't live through it, because I did, but I don't think I allowed myself to process it maybe as well or as good, or maybe not necessarily me allowing myself to process it, but just giving myself the space to, because I've been so caught up in everything. And if you remember last year, I even got sick a couple weeks after moving into this place. Well, I'm babbling. Sorry. Over the last couple weeks, or definitely within this last week or so, I found myself in this sadness, really looking at, missing the place where I used to live, missing the space. I was there for 13 years. And then when I calculated everything, that place was the one place in my life where I lived the longest as an adult. I lived no place else as an adult for that long. I even owned a home. Well, I didn't completely own the home. Another story. But I definitely need to process this and really, I let it go, but just allow myself to grieve the end of that place, how it ended, because how it ended was kind of traumatic. So definitely allow yourself the space to grieve. Um, whether it be a week later or a year later, allow yourself to grieve when you lose something that is dear to you. And that might not be a person or a relationship, it might be something that you had or some time that you had. Allow yourself to grieve. Anyway, I started the apartment hunt or place hunt, and about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I went to see a couple of places in one day. Now, here's the thing. One of them was an apartment, which I should have known was not for me. The second place was this cute little garden house. And I loved that place. That place was cute. Very cute. But when I walked in, well, first of all, when I walked in, I loved it. I thought it was super cute. They had little parts in it that seemed it gave it character. It had a lot of character. And initially I was like, oh God, this is the place. I like this place. But something in me was saying, no, it's not. And come to find out, God was like, yeah, no, it's not. And I had to let it go. And when I let go of the idea that it wasn't mine, I was a little angry. And I was like, God, why? Like, why isn't it mine? And one of the reasons he gave me, like, the next day, I knew it wasn't mine because I got a call from my landlord saying, what are you going to do? In a very nice way. She wasn't pushing me out. She actually didn't want me to move out by November 1st. Long story short, I'm actually going to stay here for another 3 months. And that is a blessing. But I think that's God's timing too. God is up to something. But what got me was, number one, I thought that God really wanted me out of here by November 1st. Clearly, I was wrong. And so you got to trust God in the process. But know that sometimes, you're going to hear God wrong because of your desire to have something or do something or be something. You're going to hear yourself louder than God's voice. But if you have a relationship with him, if you speak with him on a regular basis, if you read your word like you're supposed to, the Holy Spirit will continue to speak and press against your voice if it is wrong. And he will correct you. But it will still be up to you to obey. So I pray that you obey. Pray for my patience. And I'll keep you updated as